Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create these three simple looping animations inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugin, but with the help of simple tips and tricks only inside of After Effects. And if you want to learn more about motion graphics, other stuff, then don't forget to check out my Udemy courses. Links are available in the description. And if you are new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So as always, here we are in Adobe After Effects. Let's create a new composition and we are going to call it as main animation. Width I'm going to choose 1920, height 180, frame rate 30, duration is 1 minute. I'll remove this 30 seconds, and background color is white color, and simply hit OK. Then go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title selection, so we'll get this kind of camera grid. Now I'm going to select this main animation comp. I'll hit Ctrl D and Ctrl D two times to get this compositions, and I'll open click like this. Okay, over here let's close it for now. I'm going to select my ellipse tool and I'm going to delete this stroke. I don't need that stroke, so I'll delete it. And for the fill, I'm going to choose red color. You can choose any color you want, and by holding shift, I'm going to create one ellipse like this. Now select this ellipse, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Now press P for position, and let's bring this ellipse over somewhere around over here like this. Then press F4 so we can see these options like motion blur and 3D, and let's minimize it. Then right click new and create one null object. Hit enter over here and type controller and hit OK. Now convert these layers into 3D. Select this shape layer and make it apparent with this controller. Now select this controller, press R for rotation, create one keyframe at Y rotation, zoom in a little bit. Let's go to around 2 seconds, and I'm going to make it one complete rotation on Y axis. So if I see this animation, I'll get this kind of animation. Now I'm going to select this shape layer, press R for rotation. We will create one keyframe at Y rotation. Then we will go to around 2 seconds over here, and over here I have used positive 1 second. Over here I'm going to minus 1, so I'll get this kind of stuff. But if you see, this is looking very plain. If you see this animation, suppose in custom view over here, as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of stuff. Okay, so to get a little bit of depth in it, what we can do, we can right click new and create one camera, and over here you need to check out the settings. Angle of view I'm going to choose 144. Okay, so now if you see this in animation, we are getting this kind of stuff. Okay, now let's select this camera, press C, and over here in camera tool you have to choose track Z camera over here. Let's now when it's come to over here, as you guys can see, we are getting too much zoom in effect, so let's address it like this. So now if I see, I'll get something like this. You can select this shape layer over here also. You can move this a little bit closer to this ellipse, so we will get something like this. Then press S and you can adjust the size of this ellipse also, so we will get something like this. I'm gonna go and move this over here like this. Okay, just a little bit. Yeah, this looks good to me. Now alt click on the stopwatch and type loop out expression on it. Similarly, alt click on the stopwatch and type loop out expression on it like this. Okay, so we are gonna get this kind of animation. Now select this camera, hit AA and enable the depth of field and increase the aperture value to 100 over here. As you guys can see, now when this thing is gonna go over here, I want camera should focus on this. So let's go to the active camera and go to the top view and change the focus distance to somewhere around over here. As you guys can see, this is my shape layer, so I need to focus this camera somewhere around over here at this point. Okay, let's choose two horizontal views, and over here I'm going to choose active camera view, and let's see what kind of animation we are getting. We are getting this kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm happy with this. So over here let's check out the settings. Focus distance should be 200, aperture value is 100, and somewhere around like this. Okay, as you guys can see, the my camera is focusing over here like this. If you want to increase the aperture value, you can do that also, so you will get this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna stick with 100. Okay, let's make this one view only and choose active camera view. So if I see this animation, I'll get something like this. Okay, so this is also you can do. Otherwise, if you don't want that depth of field, that is also okay. We are getting this kind of stuff. Now after that, I'm going to select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C, and I'm going to call it as animation and hit OK like this. Now as you guys know that this animation is in the form of loop, so I'm going to select this. I'll hit Ctrl D, press R for rotation. I'm going to rotate it on 60°. Select this, hit Ctrl D, press R. Over here I'm going to type plus 60. Select this, hit Ctrl D, press R. Over here I'm going to type plus 60 again. Same thing I'm going to follow for all of them. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of stuff. Now I'm going to take a distance of 10 frames for each and every one. Now select all of them, hold Alt, open square bracket to trim up to this. Go to the start and move this over here like this. Now let's go to around 2 seconds and hit M like this. So we are getting this kind of looping animation. Now over here I want the not same color but different colors, so I'll go to the effect and presets panel and search for fill effect and simply double click to apply. Choose red color, choose second one, apply fill effect, and over here I'm going to choose somewhere around purple color and hit OK. Choose third layer, apply fill effect, and choose somewhere around this color. Select this, apply fill effect, go over here, choose somewhere around like this color. Select this layer, apply fill effect. I'm going to choose somewhere around this. Select this last layer, apply fill effect, and I'm going to choose somewhere around like this. So now if I see this animation, I'm gonna get this kind of animation continuously. Okay, and if you go inside this, simply double A, and if you enable this depth of field, so you can see this kind of animation we are gonna get. Okay, so this is how you can create this kind of looping animation. I'm going to stick with the depth of field over here like this. So this is our first animation. Now let's focus on our second animation, which is very simple. So I'm gonna go and open this motion graph animation comp2. Then I'm going to select my rectangle tool, and I'm going to create one rectangle like this. Select this, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Select this, press P for position, hit Ctrl D, press P for position, and we will bring this position somewhere around over here. Okay, now select these two layers, hit Ctrl D, let's bring them at the top, press P for position, and let's bring down their position somewhere around over here. Now select this and let's move this over here. Okay, now hit O. Now select all of them, hit Ctrl D, let's bring them at the bottom and change the color of this one to red, I mean black, and over here also I'm going to change the color of this one to yellow. Then press P and create one position. Similarly, all of this, create key P for position and create one keyframe, and let's delete this extra layer. Okay, we don't need that. Now select this layer, zoom in a little bit, let's go to around 20 frames. I'm going to select this black layer, I'll copy this keyframe over here, choose Ctrl C, select this and hit Ctrl V. Okay, then select this layer, create one keyframe at position, go 20 frame forward, select this black layer, hit Ctrl C, select this and hit Ctrl V. Then I'm going to select this layer, create one keyframe at position, go to around 20 frames, select this, copy this initial keyframe, select this and hit Ctrl V. Okay, then select this layer again, create one keyframe, go 20 frame forward, select this black layer, Ctrl C, select this, Ctrl V and hit N. So if you see this animation now, we are gonna get this kind of animation over here. Now select those keyframes, or you can delete this initial keyframes, we don't need that. Now select those keyframes and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift. We will move one handle over here and we will move one handle over here. So now if I see this, I'm gonna get this kind of animation. Okay, like this. Now what we can do, let's go somewhere around 10 frames over here. I'm going to select this keyframes. First of all, let's delete those black layers, we don't need that. Okay, let's go somewhere around 10 frame. I'm going to select this layer and let's move this over here. Okay, then go somewhere around over here. I'm going to select this keyframes and let's move them over here. Let's go to around 1 second and select this and let's move this over here. Let's see what kind of animation we'll get. We will get this kind of animation. Okay, like this. Now this is going here, this is going here, this is going here, and this is going here. Now this layer should animate again, so we need to select this, Ctrl C, Ctrl, no, not Ctrl C, Ctrl V. After this, I want this animation should be in the form of loop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go at the start, create one keyframe over here, then I'll go somewhere around over here, create another keyframes over here. Now alt click on the stopwatch and let's type loop out expression on it. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Okay, like this. Or you can simply hit Ctrl Z over here. Let's hit N, select all of them, press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as animation again. Okay, now double click to open this comp and right click and trim comp to work area. Go to the main animation. At this point, right click, go to the time and choose time enable remapping. Before this last keyframe, create one keyframe and delete this last keyframe. Okay, and now if you select this, okay, let's go somewhere around over here. Then I'm going to press Ctrl R. Let's bring one ruler over here and one ruler over here. Okay, and in time remap, alt click on the stopwatch and type loop out expression, so it will repeat this animation again and again and again. And at last over here, as you guys can see, we are getting looping point at this point, so hit N over here, then select this, press R, create one keyframe, go to the start, create one keyframe, go over here and let's make this 360 degree over here. So what will happen, we are gonna get this kind of rotating animation. Okay, inside that select all of them and enable this motion blur also if you want, otherwise it's okay. Then you can apply different color for this one also, like I want this color, so it would be somewhere like this, and this animation is going to be in the form of loop. Okay, like this. And if you want, then you can create different kind of stuff also, but right now it looks good. So yeah, so this is our second animation. Now let's focus on our third animation over here. Third animation is a little bit kind of complex, so make sure that you are watching carefully. Now select this ellipse tool. I'm going to delete this fill, I don't need that. And for the stroke width, I mean stroke color, I'm going to choose black color, and by holding shift I'm going to create one ellipse. Now select this, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Now select this, go inside this ellipse path, create one keyframe at size, hit U and let's make this size 0. Then go to around let's say 5 seconds maybe, and increase the size up to this. Okay, like this. So if you see, we are gonna get this kind of animation. Then go to the start, in search option I'm going to type stroke width and create one keyframe. Hit U. Initial stroke width should be 0 over here. Let's increase the stroke width somewhere around like this. Over here let's make this 0 again, like this. So if you see this animation, we are gonna get this kind of animation. Now select this layer and hit F9 in the middle. Okay, at this over here also hit F9. At the last keyframe also hit F9, like this. Okay, then go to the start, go to the add menu and choose trim path. Go to the trim path, let's make this end value 0. Create one keyframe at start and one keyframe at end and hit U. Go to the last one, let's make this 100 and let's make this 100. Select the start value and let's move this keyframe over here somewhere around 1 second, like this. Now select those last keyframes and let's move them up to this, like this, and select those keyframes also and hit F9. Okay, now in search option type cap, so you will get this line cap option and choose round cap over here. Okay, then select this, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, hit U. Go to the last keyframes which is around over here and let's make this one complete rotation. So if you see this, now we are gonna get this kind of rotation. Okay, and if you think the stroke width is quite big, so you can make this 40 also, or let's say 50, like this. Then select all of this, hit U so you can see all of this keyframe. Then alt click on their respective and type loop out expression on it and hit enter. Okay, in stroke width also we will type loop out expression. In trim path, in make sure to enable key one keyframe for the start, and over here also at the last make sure that you should create one keyframe at the end. Then alt click on the stopwatch and type loop out expression and copy, and size also type loop out expression and hit U. Okay, so we are gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop. Now I'm going to take a distance of 10 frames over here. So select this, hit Ctrl D several times, hold Control A to select all of them, hold Alt, close square bracket to trim this up to this. Make sure it should be properly at 10. Right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, hit OK. Okay, like this. Or I think we need a few more copies, so hit Ctrl D several times again, select all of them, right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, hit OK, and we will go to around 5 seconds over here and we will delete all of this keyframe after 5 seconds. Select all of them and let's bring this line over here. Okay, let's select this, hit Ctrl D, select this and move this over here. Select all of them and move this, increase this line over here, and now hold Alt, open square bracket and trim up to this. Go to the start and with the help of open square bracket trim up to this. Go to the 5 second over here and hit N. So now you will get this animation continuously in the form of loop. And now over here what we need to do, I'm gonna go and choose alternate layer, so I'll maximize this, select all of this layers, alternate layers I'm choosing, press S, go to the start, create one keyframe at scale and let's make this -100. Copy this keyframe, Ctrl C, select this, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. So now if you see this, I'm gonna get different results in animation over here, like this. Okay, now zoom in a little bit, let's select this alternate layers only, only those layers whose scales are -100, and press R for their rotation. Now I'm going to select their rotation by holding Control. Okay, then right click, go to the keyframe assistance and choose time reverse keyframe. So now as you guys can see, their rotations are in alternate direction, and that is also in the form of loop. So now I'm going to select all of them by hitting Ctrl A, and I'm going to choose grayish color over here. Okay, then I'm going to select those alternate layers by holding Ctrl, and I'm going to choose red color over there. So as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of stuff. Now select all of them, press Ctrl Shift C, and I'm going to call it as animation and hit OK. Then go to the start, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, go to around 5 seconds, and let's make this one complete rotation. Okay, or you can make it -1 rotation also, or let's say -2, like this is not going to affect any much more because they are already rotating, so we'll skip this process. Then I'm going to select this, right click, go to the reveal and reveal layer in source project. Now I'm going to select this animation and hit Ctrl D, and I'll simply bring this layer over here. Okay, this is going to be my extra layer. You can rotate it like this a little bit. Okay, let's bring this downward, press T for opacity, and let's decrease the opacity over here. Okay, you can go to the effect and presets panel and supply blur effect also over here, Gaussian blur, and increase the blurriness value. Okay, so this is how you will get this kind of looping animation like this. Okay, so these are all kind of looping, you can say loading animations also. You can go inside this, you can choose different colors also. For example, suppose let's do one thing, I'm gonna go and select different colors for each and every stroke. Let's say as you guys can see, we are can get this kind of results. So you don't need to do this all idiotic stuff. So this is also how you can create this kind of looping animation.